Hey everyone, welcome back. In part 2 of our Three.js STL viewer series, we'll add live dimensions and exact volume calculations right in the browser, no software installs. Stick around, I'll show the code, the math, and a few pro tips to make your 3D viewer precise. In part 2 we added a right-hand info panel that shows x, y, z dimensions and the model volume with conversions. We also wrote a small mesh volume function that works directly on Three.js buffer geometry, and a utility to download the metrics as JSON. All code is in STL viewer 2.txt. Now, let's see what new we have added to our HTML structure. We have added an info panel which contains dimensions value for x, y, and z, and volume values for calculated volume in different units. A download button to export all the values in JSON format. Next, for CSS, you can see I have given the width, border radius, padding, gradient to the info panel. All other content inside this info panel is mentioned here with values. You can find all source code in the description section. Now let's see how it works. When you load an STL, we parse it with Three.STL loader. Before we center and scale the mesh for display, we compute the bounding box to get raw x/y/z sizes. These are the real units exported in the STL file, and then we compute the mesh volume using triangle math. Finally, we update the panel and render the model. Let's open Compute Mesh Volume and see the math. An STL is made of triangles. For each triangle with vertices A, B, C, we can form a tetrahedron with the origin. The signed volume of that tetrahedron is .A cross B C/6. Summing these signed volumes for every triangle gives the mesh volume. If the mesh is closed, the result is the correct volume. If not, the result will be wrong, so always use watertight models for volume. Volume is in the STL's native cubic units. We offer example conversions assuming the STL units are millimeters or meters, so viewers have context: cubic mm, cubic cm, and cubic meter. But remember, the viewer can't detect what unit your CAD software used. That's set at export time. Now let's see the live demo. First, we will export the same model to our STL viewer and see the result in info panel. Then we will use a popular slicer for the same model and check the dimensions and volume in there. Our analysis confirms the measurement accuracy of the STL viewer. The calculated dimensions and volume are consistent with the model's intended geometry, providing the precision necessary for reliable design validation. For big meshes, tens of thousands of triangles, the non-indexing in per triangle loop can be slow. You can compute volumes in a web worker or decimate meshes first. Always test with a known geometry, a unit cube, to verify units and volume. If your volume is off by small amounts, it's usually floating point tolerance. We format numbers to 4 decimals for readability. If you found this helpful, smash that like button and subscribe. Please comment and let me know what do you want to see in the part for this STL viewer series. The code is in the description. Download both versions and try them yourself. See you next time.